I'm Eve Parker Finley, a musician, comedian, creator of many kinds, and in this video, I'm gonna go over 6 ways to use social media to grow and maintain a sustainable fan base. We're in an unprecedented era of organic reach, and independent artists have more tools than ever to grow a fan base. But with so many voices out there telling you, do this, don't do that, post 40 times a day, 80 hashtags, no hashtags,
sacrifice your soul to the algorithm,
make sure your intro is compelling. We need to have a level-headed, practical discussion on the role of social media in the independent artist's career. Be sure to stick around because I'm going to be sharing my secret formula to beat any algorithm. Let's get into it. When it comes to building a fan base around a creative practice or business, the most important thing is to build something deep and meaningful. This isn't just about followers. This is about fans. This is about people who feel connected to you, the artist, to what you create, who feel like your art plays a positive role in their lives. But don't forget about the you in this equation. You have to take care of yourself. You do not want to burn out. But I'll get into that a little bit later. Tip number 1 for building a sustainable fan base: social media is part of your job. Well, it's more like an internship, in that you have to work for free for a long time before you get paid. You probably know this by now, but if you don't, it's time to fully internalize it. Do some musicians get away with not having to do much on social media? Sure, if they got started in the 90s. But in today's moment, social media is one of the main ways to reach new people and build a fan base. Start scheduling time throughout your week to create, post, and manage your content. Number 2, focus on micro video content, specifically on TikTok and Instagram Reels. Micro video content right now is king or queen. TikTok solidified the demand for short videos. So much so that we've seen all social platforms start to include them. Reels, Shorts, Snapchat, people can't get enough. These platforms are also built in a way that you have a chance at an enormous amount of organic growth. This type of opportunity didn't exist a few years ago. I mean, look at this. 1 million views in 5 minutes. Wow. I'd highly suggest that if you're not on TikTok yet, that you get on there ASAP. It's not just a place where teens are dancing anymore. There's something for everyone on there, including your fans who are waiting for you. If you post it, they will come. It won't happen overnight, but if you're consistently putting out valuable content as your authentic self, you will find an audience. But what should you actually create? I'll get into that right after I talk about consistency. Just gotta jiggle myself into the right mood. Okay, tip number 3 is to be consistent. Consistency is pretty important when it comes to social media, so set yourself a goal that you can comfortably meet. If that's 1 video a week, great. If that's 1 post a day, wonderful. If that's 1 post a year, honey, pull that dopamine slot machine more often. I'm not one to encourage you to hustle yourself into burnout, but at the same time, you do need to develop a reliable rhythm when it comes to social media that will help you meet your goals. Your posts should feel effortless and creative, fun and authentic, quick and dirty. Do not overthink this. For example, try filming yourself with your morning coffee, or spend an afternoon with a friend filming a batch of videos for the week. Whatever it is, find a rhythm and try to stick to it. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I don't need to make the sipping noise. Also, sticking to a format that you know will work is good, but be careful about pigeonholing yourself. You don't want to be known for just one thing. Do you have a chance of going viral overnight? Sure. But realistically, it's slow and steady that wins the race. Tip 4 is to play the game. Algorithms are always changing, and you need to keep on top of what works at the present moment. Don't be afraid to hop on a trend to bring in more fans. There's no shame here. This is a shame-free zone. But be careful and make sure you put your unique spin on it. You don't want people to follow you just because you did a trend kind of well one time. You want people who are invested in you and your art. It's my serious hand. It's my serious hand. Here's my recommended algorithm to beat the algorithm. Well, it's actually more like a recipe. 1 part consistency, 1 part authenticity, 2 parts value, a little sprinkle of a trend if it works. You bake it all together and you might get a fan's pie. I don't know how to make pies though, so. Adding a call to action to your videos is also super important. Tell your fans what to do to keep you in their lives. Ask them to follow, tell them to comment, tell them to share it with a friend. This all helps drive up engagement. Now that you know the secret formula and how to rally your fans, it's time to start thinking about the kinds of content you want to make. I like to focus on 3. Number 1, content aimed at introducing yourself to a new follower. Create content that highlights who you are and what you do. If you do this in an entertaining or interesting way, you'll create value for the viewer and you'll convert that stranger into a follower. Number 2, content that directs people to connect with you. Encouraging people to follow you on streaming services or sign up to your email list is key. If they like what they see, they'll follow you because they want to know what you're gonna do next. Number 3, content that dives deeper into why you do what you do. Showing behind the scenes of a music video or a photo shoot, or talking about the lyrics of a song, or really anything that builds on something that you've already been posting about makes your audience feel exclusive and special. Remember, take the time to like and respond to comments, especially when you get people who are consistently commenting or messaging you. These are potential super fans. Once you create enough touch points around your art and people start to see themselves as part of a community, your fan base community, that's how you go from having individual fans to having a fan base. This brings us to tip number 5. Don't promote yourself, share yourself. A mistake people make all the time is creating content that feels like an ad. My song, out now. What are your first thoughts when you see this? Mine are, who are you? Why should I care? How did you get this address? When it comes to social media, we all want to see you. We want to see the person behind the music. People want to feel like following you gives them value, entertains them, brightens up their doom scroll feeds, gives them something cool to share with their friends. Did you see this video of the donkey that looks like a human? This is what it means to start building not only a following, but a fan base. A fan base is a community of people who know what you do, why you do it, and who love to feel a part of that experience. It's people sharing your creations with each other and bonding through what you do. A follower knows what you do, a fan knows why you do it. So start sharing. Finally, tip number 6 is to be yourself and to take care of yourself. Sharing yourself so openly can be emotionally challenging. It's really important to create boundaries that allow you to maintain a sense of peace while still being able to show up authentically to your growing fan base. If you need a break, take one. Actually, I need a break. I know this contradicts my last point about consistency, but your fan base will understand you needing space and time. Taking breaks from social media can also be a way to show up authentically with them. When you are creating though, bring your whole wonderful self to the forefront. Experiment with what it feels like to share what you love and have fun doing that. Challenge yourself to create one video this week that is just you talking to the camera. Say whatever it is, share something you did that day. Just show up and be yourself. If that first video was easy to make, try setting up a rhythm that's reasonable and allows you to be consistent. Okay, I know I said 6, but ironically, bonus tip number 7 is maybe the most important. Serious hand. Break the rules. The landscape and tools available to artists changes every few years. Be sure to dedicate some time learning ways to keep creative business alive. Someone always comes along and breaks the previous best practices because they stumble across something that works for them and for their fans. So find that thing. Experiment. Create. Have fun. In the end, building a fan base is about connecting and maintaining a community of followers who are connected with you and your art. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there in a way that feels sustainable and exciting for you. Try new ways of creating content that shares who you are and why you do what you do. I guarantee that you'll find a community that wants to be a part of that journey. So get sharing. Well, that's it for me for my first video with Lander. How did I do? Let's operationalize tip number 4 and ask you to comment down below if you have any questions or thoughts about the video. Bye. Start scheduling. Start scheduling time. Start scheduling time. Start scheduling time.